Alright, so in this video we're going to move from the posts to pages, okay? Because right now if I go to the About page, you can see that it's formatted just like a post, which is definitely not what we want. Alright, the pages we just want to have the title, we don't want this metadata, the read more, stuff like that. So to change that, all we have to do is create a new file and save it as page.php. Alright, now if I go back to that page and reload, it's just a blank white page. Alright, it's looking to this file to parse it. And just to start with, I'm going to grab what we have in the index page and paste it in here and just change some stuff. Alright, so we want the while loop. We're not going to use the get template part, so we can get rid of that. And yeah, so what we want to do here is we want article tag, and let's give this a class actually of page. Alright, and let's put in an h2, and this is where the title will go, so we'll say php the title. And right under that, we'll have the content. Okay, really simple. Save it. Let's go to the About page. And now we have a very simple About page. If we go to Services, uses the same format. Sample page uses the same format. Okay. Now, I want to show you that we can actually create page templates for certain pages. Alright, so for instance, let's take the About page. If I go and I say new file, save it as page-about.php, say test, actually we'll say about, save it, and I go and reload, we get About. Now this isn't going to be on every page. You can see services shows up, sample page. It's only the About page. Okay, so it's using the slug, which is up in the URL. Alright, we could just as well say page services, and that would work. Alright, the reason you would do this is if you want something on the About page that you don't want anywhere else. So if we just copy what's in page, put it in here, and then let's say we'll go right above the content, put a div with the class of well, and we'll just put in company phone. Okay, go back to About, and now you can see we have the company phone here. Alright, it's not on services, it's not on sample page or any other pages. Okay, so you can do that. But I think a better thing to do when you want to have specific styles or content on certain pages is to use a template. Alright, so I'm going to get rid of that. I'm actually going to get rid of this whole page about file. I just wanted to show you that that is possible. Alright, so we got rid of that. Now what we'll do is create a template. Alright, so let's create a new file and we're going to save it as company-template.php. Alright, and what we'll do is copy what we have in the page file, paste it right in there. Alright, now at the top we want to add a declaration or comment. Okay, so actually this needs to be in PHP tags. Okay, so what we want to do here is say template name, and we'll call this company layout. Okay, and all we want to do here is go right below the title, and we're going to just put the phone number, but I'm going to put it in a paragraph tag with a class of phone. Alright, and we'll put 1-800 number. Okay, save that, And let's quickly just go into the style sheet and we'll add a style for the phone class. Now this isn't probably something you wouldn't do, but just to give you an example of that, to show you that you can have custom templates for certain pages. Alright, so let's give it a background. Let's say border. Padding. And we'll make it bold. Okay, so what we want to do now that we have that created is let's go into our posts, our pages, and go to About, and then down here under Template we can choose Company Layout. We'll update that, reload, and now you can see we have the phone. I actually want to put some text in front of it though. We'll say call us. Okay, so if we go to services, that doesn't have it, okay, because we didn't choose that template. But I actually do want it for services, so we'll simply go into services page and we'll select company layout. Okay, so now that should also have the phone number. So the next thing that I want to show you is how we can create a submenu. So what I mean by that is if we have, let's say, the About page, and under the About page we have child pages, all right, which we do. And back a couple videos ago I put an FAQ and an Our Team under the About page. Okay, the About is the parent. Now my goal is to, on the About page, have links for the child pages, not just the About page, but any page that has a child, I want them to show here. All right, so there's quite a few things we have to do to accomplish this. All right, so let's go to page PHP. All right, and I'm actually going to remove that company layout from the About page. Okay, so it shouldn't have the phone number anymore. So in page PHP, let's go right under the article tag, and we're going to say PHP WP underscore list pages. Alright, so let's see what that does. Okay, so what it did is it's listing all of the pages that we have on our WordPress site, which obviously isn't what we want. And pay no attention to the style yet, because we'll get to that after we get the functionality. What we want to do is we only want to get the About page and its children. So what we'll do is go right above that, and let's say PHP, and we're going to create a variable called args, and we're going to set that to an array. Okay, and we're going to say child of. Now there's no core function to do this, to get the parent. So we're going to actually create a function called get top parent. Okay, and then we also want to say title underscore li and set that to nothing. Alright, and I'll explain that in a bit, but right now we got to put args right in there. If we go ahead and reload, we're going to get an error because there's no function called get top parent. So let's go into functions PHP, and let's go down to the bottom, create a function called get top parent. Okay, we're going to make the post object available to us by saying global post. Okay, and then we're going to say if, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. So if post post underscore parent, then we're going to create a variable called ancestors and we're going to set that to get underscore post underscore ancestors, and then we just want to pass in post ID. Alright, and then what we want to do is return ancestors, and we want the 0 index. And then we want to go under that if statement and say return post ID. Save it, and if we go and reload, now you can see that we're only getting the children of the about page, which is FAQ and our team. Now we also want the about link to show up in here as well, because we can go to the FAQ, but we can't get back to about unless we use the main menu. So let's go back to page PHP, and we're going to go right here, and we're going to create a UL, alright, which is going to end, actually above the UL we're going to have a nav. Okay, we're going to say nav, and we're going to give it a class of both nav and subnav. Okay, and then that will end right here. Okay, so we'll have UL and then we'll have nav. Okay, so under the UL, I'm going to put a span, and we're going to give this a class of parent link. Okay, and then in here we're going to have an A tag, and that's going to go to PHP echo the permalink. And what we need to do is pass in that get top parent function here. Okay, we're going to pass that in, and then for the link text we'll say PHP echo the title. Alright, and then we want to pass it in there as well, get top parent. Okay, so if we save that and take a look, now we get about, what's this, 15? Oh, that's because instead of using just the permalink, we want to use get the permalink. That should fix it. No, that didn't fix it. Echo get the permalink, and oh, we want to do, no, we did that. Oh, and get the title. That's right. There we go. So now we just have about, and we can navigate with this menu. Okay, now this is all well and good, but if we go to services, or not services because that uses the custom template, but sample page or any other page, it's going to still have this even though there's no child links. So what we'll do is create another short function in the functions.php file, and we're going to call this page is parent. Okay, and then let's do global post, and then we're going to set pages equal to get pages, and in here we want to say child underscore of equals, and then we're going to concatenate the post ID. Alright, and then what we'll do is just say return, and then we want the number of pages, so we're going to say return count pages. So if it's more than 0, then we know that it's a parent. Alright, so let's go back, and we're going to go right above the nav, and we can put an if statement. Okay, and then that will end down below the nav. Okay, so what we want this to say is we want page is parent or post underscore parent is greater than 0. Okay, so if it's a parent or if there's any children, then we're going to do this. Oops, I need my question mark here. Okay, so let's save that and then go back to sample page, and now that's gone. But if we go to about, it's still there, okay, because it has these children, these pages that are children. So everything's working correctly. Now I just want to fix the display. I want it to be over here and to look a little better. So let's go to our style sheet. And let's say subnav. Actually, you know what? I'm going to paste this stuff in, because this video is getting kind of long. Okay, so we're floating the UL to the right. The subnav itself, we just have some margin on the top. We're floating it to the right and setting it to 300 pixels wide. And then the parent link, which in this case is about, I want that to float left, and we want to make it black and also make it bold and add a border to the right. And then the link right here, we're saying the parent link will be black. And here we're using this current page item because whatever page we're on, we want that to be bold. So let's save that and see what that looks like. Okay, so you can see that we have our about, and if we go to FAQ, that stays bold. If we go to our team, that's bold. Alright, so that looks a lot better, and I think that's about it. Oh, I do want to clear the float, so what I'll do is I'm going to go under the nav and add div class equals CLR, and then we'll go to our style sheet and let's add that .clr, and we'll say clear both. Okay, so now it's above the title on the page. Alright, so we did quite a bit in this video. We went ahead and set up our pages. I showed you how to create custom pages, custom templates, and also how to create a sub navigation. Alright, so in the next video we're going to get into widgets.